everyone, and welcome back to Plot 33 Survival, the series in which I try to build a farm from nothing on a single plot of land in No Man's Land map. And in the last episode, we planted 2 fields with corn, and the first one is looking great, and the soil info is telling me that the pH and nitrogen levels are good, but not perfect. So there is still room for improvement. We also have a field of potatoes that is nearly ready to be harvested. Now for the second field of corn, it is also looking really bad. We might be able to save this one, but our current bank balance says otherwise. And we also don't have any fertilizer left over. But the biggest reason why I'm not improving the crops is that we have started to cut the grass around the plot. And I shall continue with it right now. So, Zitor, it's time to wake up and go to work. Since I don't have the capabilities to handle the entire plot, I will work on it in sections. And the first one is going to be what I shall call now the south section. Because you guessed it, it's on the south part of the property. Also, a note to everyone, don't ask me to name anything, because I will most likely come up with the most generic, literal, and boring name for it. Well, how about that? The south section is now all mowed and is way bigger than I had thought it was.
That's what she said!
Like, yeah, on the minimap it looks big, but when you see it in person, all marked out, it's actually pretty big.
That's what she said!
Oh yeah, I seem to have forgotten to mow the backside. Yeah, that's classic me. Let me do it real quick. Now we have mowed the south sector, although the bank account still looks the same as it did at the start of the episode. So I say we fix that because we need money now for a couple of things so that we can clear all of this grass. Luckily, we have a mushroom greenhouse that had produced a load of, you guessed it, mushrooms. And weirdly, even though the Fiat has only 3 gears, it can go 3 km per hour faster than the Zitor, which has 5. So we shall use the Fiat to transport the goods to the farm shop, because we are in a bit of a hurry. And the flatbed, it's over there by the crates. And now we just need to load them on with the skid steer. Easy as that. We're all loaded up. Well, I shall see you at the farm shop. Wow, we almost have 8 grand now. So getting the plot's soil analyzed is already starting to pay off, since we aren't getting any penalties anymore. First thing that we need to buy for our grass silage operation is a windrower. And by the looks of it, every single one is a bit too expensive for our current budget. But luckily, ModHub exists. And I have found this ancient piece of Egyptian technology that is perfectly in our budget. It might look like nothing special, but it is going to help us tremendously. We have a few options that don't really seem to do anything. Plus, we can choose the color. I'll go with gray and yellow. Seems to be a good combination. And all of it only costed us 850 bucks. What a steal. We will also need a forage wagon so that we can pick up the grass from the ground. And I was afraid of this. I wouldn't mind getting this Strutman one, but we just don't have the 300 horsepower tractor that it requires to power it. So once again, ModHub came to the rescue. I found this little gem from Sipe? I'll go with Sipe. The Novi? Nuvi? Pioneer? 20. I hope that is how you pronounce it. Anyway, we have the option to increase the volume from 10 to 13 cubic meters, all for just 100 bucks. Count me in, but 300 bucks for aluminum sidings? Yeah, no, we don't need that. Oh, do we need the top or the bottom attachment type? Huh, does the Zetor have it actually? I don't know. Yeah, I will hold off buying the wagon for a bit, at least until I figure out which one we need. Because my memory is like goldfish and I have no idea what the back of the Zetor looks like. It's quite a long machine, isn't it? And it looks like we need to actually go to it in order to get it into the field mode. So it's kind of realistic, since there aren't any hydraulics on it. It's all manual and mechanical. Time to figure out how to use this ancient machine. It says that we need to stand next to the back tire. Okay, so we can change the mode here. Now it is in turning mode, which means it will function as a tether instead of a rake. We want it to rake the swaths together. Here we go. We can lower and raise the wheels over here at the front. So does it just work now? Let's find out. It does seem like it. And it is working perfect. Only thing that needs adjusting is me, since I apparently can't judge how wide it is. But apart from that, I think the width is just perfect, so that we can turn two swaths into a single one. Well, we had some issues at the west border apparently. I had managed to mow a bit over it, so we currently can't pick up the grass, but luckily we have plenty of it elsewhere. There we go. I decided that it might be a good idea to first do the border so that we can get a bit of a feeling just how much grass we have on our plot. Time to spend some more money, but it will be worth it, I hope. And we need the Z-Tor to go and pick up the forage wagon. It looks like we have both lower and standard attachment points. Good to know for the future, if I will still remember. Sorry trailer, you will need to stay here a little longer, I'm afraid. There we go. We are now a proud owner of a brand new forage wagon. And it is the perfect size for the Z-Tor. Oh, you can unfold it. I was worried for a second. Now for the moment of truth. How fast will it fill up? We are already at 10%, so I will say it is kind of bittersweet. On one hand, it means we have a lot of grass that we can ferment and turn into silage, which means a lot of profit. But on the other hand, it means it will take a long time to clear, even though we haven't mowed a lot of it. And we are already at 80%. Can we make it to the turn? Nope, we cannot. We now have a full wagon, and the question that I have right now is, where do we put the silage pits? Yes, you heard me right. Pits, as in plural, because I am certain that we will need more than just one. I don't want them too close to the greenhouses, since I have made that area a bit of production center minded. Putting them between fields seems a bit dumb. Maybe it would be a great idea to see which one we can even afford first. Oh, they all seem to be quite expensive. That means we will have to get this one, which is basically nothing, just the silo cover at the end of the day. Yep, it is the cheapest and our only option. I think that this spot will be perfect for them, but it looks like we need to prep the ground first. There we go, a bit of painting later, it looks way better, and we can also see where the silo is. Here goes nothing, the first load of grass on the new silo. If only I knew where the edges were. Can't go wrong if you start in the middle, am I right? And I was right to be worried, since a single load made this big of a pile. Oh yeah, forgot that, it doesn't show the fill percentage anymore. So yeah, leave your guesses about how much we will be able to fit in the silo down in the comment section below. I'm going to guess that we will fill it to about 100,000 liters. That's my guess. Now, back to loading the wagon. I tried to pick up the grass that is out of bounds, and yeah, I am not able to do so. It might just stay there till the end of eternity, because we aren't expanding. And full again. I think we filled it even faster than the first time. So yeah, my hopes are jumping up and down. It's quite an emotional roller coaster. I have found the edge of the silo. Thankfully, we have a skid steer so that we can at least clean the mess up. That is load number 3. Oops, I'm a bit too far away this time. That's better. At least now we know how long the silo is. This is going to be fun to compact. I'm telling you right now. I have the 4th load picked off the ground and ready to be dumped back on the ground, just in a bit of a different spot. Don't you dare get stuck. Oh no, that's not good. It won't go forward, that is for sure. Reverse? Question mark? There we go. That was a close one. How about now? Come on, dig yourself out. Almost there. You can do this. There we go. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to start compacting now, since we are starting to get stuck with the Z-Torp. What is the heaviest tractor that we have? Nothing good in the sales department, and a nice butterfly mower that we can't afford, neither we can power, so it would be useless to us. Where was I before I got interrupted by myself? Yeah, wait. Z-Tor is 4.2 tons, Fiat is only 3.7, and the skid steer is, 5.4. To be honest, it doesn't look that heavy. The skid steer it is then. Won't be needing the pallet forks for compacting, the bucket might be a better choice. There we go. We might as well start clearing up the mess that I just made. I was afraid of this, because the skid steer is that heavy and it has such small tires, it's not that hard to get it stuck. I will try and not get stuck though. But we might need to use the Z-Tor instead. Yeah, the skid steer is not the one for this job, I'm afraid. It just bottoms out way too fast. Luckily, I have managed to get it unstuck every time that it has gotten stuck, and at least I have cleared up most of the mess that I have made whilst unloading. Plus I spend way too much time trying to make it work. So yeah, how will the Z-Tour do though? The bigger tires really do help out a lot. That means we will need to use the Z-Tour for most of the work regarding the silage. I might have spent a bit too long compacting the pit and the time might be 7 PM. So yeah, I'll try to get a couple of loads in before it gets dark, but I'm not that hopeful. There we go. So that is the border all cleared. So it took us 5 loads to clear 2 passes around the border of this plot. So if we are lucky, we might be able to fit all of the grass that we already cut into a single pit. So keep your fingers crossed. Although it would be nice to get more silage so that we get more money for it. If you can't tell, I'm struggling to decide if having more silage is good or bad. Hopefully, it will all be clear once we start selling it. There we go. That is the last load for today in the pit. But we are not done with the episode just yet. We still need to refill the mushroom greenhouse so that we will have a load of mushrooms that we can sell tomorrow. As we are already in the Z-Tour and it has been warming up for the past few hours, I will reward it with the duty to refill the greenhouse. There we go, all refilled. And with that, I think it's time to end this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Plot 33 Survival. If you have, leave a like and subscribe so that you won't miss the next one. Bye for now.